We are moving on to the next presentation by Olusegun-michael Adeniyi. His topic is transforming experiences of integrating technology in art education, COVID-19 pandemic era. A brief note on the presenter. Prince Olusegun-michael Adeniyi is an award-winning art educator, green champion, and teaches SDGs ambassador. He is passionate about the integration of SDGs in his art lessons, most especially fostering holistic and inclusive education through quality art engagement. He passionately works towards advancing the learning field of art and giving his students the best of art education within a global perspective. Prince Olusegun teaches art in order to unlock talents, nurture creativity, and encourage his students to be lifelong learners, critical thinkers, action takers, and global citizens. For about 2 weeks, his students' artworks address different world issues. He presently teaches. He presently teaches art at Caleb British International School in Lagos, Nigeria, a school that takes the arts as an essential component of a complete education. He is the founder of Teaching Visual Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Olusegun-michael Adeniyi.
Okay, thank you so much for being here. I just want to appreciate the organizer of this event. It has been okay. Sorry, I believe you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. I thought my mic was unmuted earlier. So it's nice being here, and I want to appreciate the presenter, the organizer of this event, this conference. I want to say thank you to them for giving us this opportunity to present. The last speaker, that's Martin Brunt. I decided not to ask questions because I'm still going to delve into that. Then I would like to even engage him later because we have so much to do in common. So I'm going to share my screen now so that I can start my presentation. Well, please let me know if you can see when you can see my screen. I'm trying to share my screen now.
We can see your screen.
Okay, perfect. So I'm trying to play my slide. Okay, thank you. Okay, I think I need to. Okay. Okay, my topic today is transforming experiences of integrating technology in art education. Sharing something about what happened during the COVID-19 pandemic era and how technology has helped to actually transform teaching experiences in Nigeria, and sharing from my own experience. If you can see, look at this image, the COVID-19 era, you realize that this is the new reality and the new normal. Now the school uniform goes with the wearing mask. So the school uniform goes with the wearing mask, and you can see that is the new normal. So technology, the online, the virtual teaching now is in thing. And though most countries have gone back from the lockdown, but most countries are still on lockdown, just like UK and some other countries. But in Nigeria, we are back in school. But just want to share experiences of how technology has helped me to actually engage my students during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. So, my presentation is going to delve on too many things today. One is the Sustainable Development Goals. The second is the STEAM. That is about what Martin Bott actually spoke about earlier, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and how as an art educator or as an artist or art educator, how that can be integrated into teaching or into art lessons. So integration of sustainable development in art lesson will inspire the innovative ideas and creativity of the students to contribute to the contemporary global issues at local, national, global level as informed, engaged, responsible, and responsive global citizens. It is very important that at this age in time, that art educators can integrate sustainable development goals into their teaching, because it is important, because it will help the students to contribute to the contemporary global issue. And what is sustainable development goals all about? It is about solving world issues, solving world problems. That is what it's all about. We have about 17 of them, but I'm not going to try to explain that, because we have a lot of presenters have given different meanings, definition of what it is. But I'm just going to show how it has been put into practice. The practice of it in my art lessons and in my school community, and also what we have shared with other art educators around Nigeria. So during the school closure caused by the COVID-19 pandemic this year, we are able to use technology to foster learning and provide inclusive education and offer transforming learning engagement for my students. Now, the first thing, when it happens, I think that was in March. In March, Nigeria decided to go into lockdown. And that particular time, it was like, how are we going to engage our students? But one thing that happened is like, people started thinking about the remote learning. But good thing that happened in my school is that we have started using virtual engagement in our school to engage our students. We have started using that to engage our students, and it has been a wonderful experience in a way. And we use that to give notes, to also share videos and all that. So the particular one we use for the remote learning is Teams. We use Teams for video learning, for engagement. And this, what you are seeing right now, are some of my lessons. And this particular one where I taught production of beats, and there is one of the screen where my students share with me what they are doing at home and all that. So we use Team to engage them, Microsoft Teams, to engage the students during the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. The school was on closure for like about 4 months, but we are able to engage the students through all that. So another thing I would like to share is that this particular another online learning space that I use to engage those students is Wakelet. Wakelet gives opportunity to actually do a collaborative work. You know, one of the things I do as an art educator is also to integrate the core skills, the 21st century core skills into my teaching. That is communication, creativity, collaboration, and the collaborative aspect of it is this particular Wakelet, where when I give them work to do, you know, we miss the physical engagement where we do some artwork together. But this time around, the kids are in their different homes. So what do we do at that particular time? So what we do is like I give them assignment, and they were able to submit it on this particular Wakelet as a collaborative work. So this is an example of what I did, and I want to show you more of that. These are their work on Wakelet. We have the work. So what the students do is just to submit their artwork and do a little write-up about the artwork there. So it was a wonderful engagement experience for the students, because they were able to do their own work in their own space, little space, and share with the larger audience, and everybody in that class were able to contribute to this, because it is once they have the share link, they were able to contribute to this and they shared their artwork. That's one. Another one is another topic we work on is enriching life through diversity and inclusion. It was actually an art competition in US. So I try to get my students engaged too into using arts to send that message of diversity and inclusion. And then these are they submitted very great entries. This is some of the work they did uploaded on Wakelet. This is some of their work they exhibited on Wakelet. And another one, one of the 21st century skill is communication. And how do we optimize that as an art educator? Oftentimes we see artists that cannot actually talk about their work. But this, trying to give them experience, even when we are not together. So I use Fleetgrid. The Fleetgrid was to showcase their work, and just 1 minute. Sorry, I'm in a class. I'm trying to give. Sorry about that. So back to my presentation. Sorry about the break in transmission. So they use the Fleetgrid to actually make their presentation and all that. So next slide. Now, another one that happened is that I was able to collaborate with some other art educators and artists around the world through the team too as well. And one of the collaborations that I bring some artists into my classroom. And this is one of the classes that actually happened during that time. And it was a very great experience for my students because they were able to see what other kids are doing. And this particular class happened during the World and the International Art Education Week. And this Professor Teresa was able to engage my students, and the artwork they produced during that period was shared with the students from Portugal. It was a wonderful experience. And let me show you. So the artwork that we sent to her was also exhibited in particular website where the students were able to see their work, and they were so happy about that. It was a wonderful experience for them because what they created during the COVID-19 they were able to see it online, being shared with some students in Portugal. That is a wonderful experience for them. And we also share a particular class with Dr. Angela, and Dr. Angela came into my class and also share her own work too with the students. I have a lot of other work that we can see on YouTube on that particular site. Then we have Samia from Egypt. Dr. Samia from Egypt also shares our own artwork too. And also Jackson from the United States shared the beautiful artwork he's doing. So what that does to my students was that it actually expand their mind into creativity. Seeing the creativity of other people actually expanded their mind. And at the end of the COVID-19, when the school resumes, what I asked them to do is that to create, even during that period, I asked them to create exhibition of their work. Each student were able to create collection of their work on Wakelet. They have individual collection on Wakelet, and the artwork were also shared. The links were also shared with their parents, and which was a very beautiful experience for them. And another thing, this is an example of one of the students' work shared on that particular Wakelet page, the web page. And something happened during that period too. We had the art educators hangar, which are also organized, and we share a lot of experiences there. One of the experiences we share is how to increase arts appreciation in our local community. We talk about a lot of things. We talk about engaging in community artwork, doing a lot of things, and also collaborating with other teachers from other fields, the science and other departments, which also are actually put in record. And when the school resumed, when we came back in physical, this is when we are back physically. That was in sometimes in September this year. The school came back, so the school resumed back from the lockdown. All this why from March to like August, the engagement we have with the students was done virtually. But this time around, they were so excited to come back. And when we are coming back, I have something in mind. Another thing is to increase more of the art appreciation in the school community, and also to collaborate with other art teachers, other teachers in other fields, especially science. And also talking about STEAM, how to also promote STEAM in my school. And this is what we did. One of the artwork we did is this. Right now, we have picked a topic, one of the goals, that is the climate action. And one of the goals to talk about the importance of trees in our local community. We've created artwork from recycled materials. Like this particular artwork you are saying, the artwork was created, that is a used tire there, and we did this with the agri department, and they planted their tree to create a whole artwork. And this is myself and my partner, so improving or promoting STEAM in our school. And this is what we did. This is one of the projects we made. And this particular one, we had the inscription that teachers plant the seed of knowledge that lasts a lifetime. That was a very, very important thing to talk about. The importance of art, of education, and the impact of the teachers too. And then we actually inscribed that into the artwork. It's a community work. It is something outside. It's something that everybody can see. It was an outdoor work. There is more of that work. Another one, we created more work about this thing. This particular one was highlighted the benefit of planting trees, which is geared towards instilling the culture of maintaining the ecosystem and sustaining the rainforest. Without the plants, the climate may become drier. Going through could become impossible for many. Rainforests play a particular role in keeping our planet healthy by absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing the oxygen that we depend on for our survival. The absorption of this CO2 also helps to stabilize the Earth climate. So this is what we are able to do. And in that artwork, the artwork is by the right side. We had a painting of the rainforest and showcasing the importance of that, the animals and all that. What are the planting trees? It's all highlighted in that work. It cools our environments, reduces the soil erosion and all that. So this is bringing science knowledge into art, just like what Martin Brought also spoke about in his earlier presentation. We did this to just do. It is also part of the aesthetics because it had aesthetic value to the school. But more than that, we are able to engage the students in both art and science in one single work. And this is more picture from that. Another one we created this is another big work that we created. A beautiful work, the butterflies. This work was created. We used the backdrop that was used was a banner that the school used for an event. We recycled that. Bottle covers, we recycled that. The tire too was also recycled. But another message we have in this particular one is that creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Just like Mott introduced before he introduced me earlier, he talked about a particular quote. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I may remember. Involve me and I learn. That is a quote from Benjamin Franklin. It's a very beautiful one because involving those kids in some other subjects, in art, hands-on projects, make them to also learn better. It helps them to learn better. So this particular one is another SDG integration project executed with 85% recycled materials. And this is work again. And this is more of the works. And so what I'm actually doing as an art educator is to advance art education in my local community by engaging more. But technology has helped me to do more because it's actually exposing my students to a lot of opportunity out there, and they were able to even make a lot of research. If not for the technology, we might not have been able to also engage them during that COVID-19 pandemic lockdown. But for the technology, I would like to, I'm using this opportunity to reach out to art educators to embrace technology in their teaching, because integration of technology helps them to reach the student. In fact, these students are kids of the 21st century, and they are tuned towards the technology. So we have to include that into their learning. So what I've been able to achieve so far, technology has helped, and I've been able to also strengthen the STEAM education in my school, and extending that collaboration to other departments, which you have seen in that short presentation. So I'm open to collaborative work with other art educators out there, with artists. That is why I said I'm going to personally get with Martin Bondi later to actually see how we can also strengthen this thing, education in Nigeria and also in Africa. So thank you for that, for giving me this opportunity to present this. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. Thank you. I'm done with my presentation now. I don't know if you have questions, because I believe that we have just 20 minutes left, so I don't want to extend the time that was given.
Thank you so much for the brilliant presentation. It is so inspiring to see what you are doing in your community and how you are really changing people's lives and your learners' lives. And I especially love the metaphor kind of the butterfly as well. So I'm going to give over to Muthusi now. I see he is on, so he can then facilitate the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No? Are we together?
Yes.
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 Yeah. I think Prince is ready to take any questions that we might be having. Well, whilst we're waiting for questions, let's hear what's coming through the chat box. It says, loving the butterfly wall art. So that's a compliment from Martin Brown himself.
Thank you.
The other one says, fantastic example of the planting of trees. Okay. This is an example of interdisciplinary work to address local, regional, and even global solutions. Okay. Yes. Yet another, we are glad of artists like Michael, who put in energy to collaborate and keep the arts going. I agree with you, Mena. Congratulations on your achievements, Prince. Well, maybe before I get carried away with all the comments that are coming through, Prince's presentation illustrates that in the COVID-19 era, it has not been possible for us to run away from technology. I think we found the need more than ever before to take advantage of technology. As his topic says, transforming experiences of integrating technology in art education, COVID-19 pandemic era. He's stressed on the SDGs and on STEAM, and that came out quite clearly from his presentations. He explained that SDGs is all about solving world problems. he says his school was closed for 9 months. So this was, sorry, 4 months. Prince, is it 4 months?
More than 4 months, from March to like August. We open in September. We open towards the late of September.
Yeah.
And that is not just my school. That is the schools in Nigeria, all over Nigeria. We just open systematically.
Yeah. Well, I believe so because when these lockdowns are imposed, they're actually a directive, from government. So I just thought as much that it would not only be the Caleb British International School, but many other schools in Nigeria. And during this time of lockdown, he was able to do quite a lot. He collaborated with other institutions, even as far afield as Portugal. And he was able to, together with his learners, to collaborate with learners from other disciplines, such as the sciences. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pause here and once again offer you an opportunity to ask any questions that you might be having. Put them through to Chris.
Thank you. Through you, Matusi, thank you very much for noticing that, and that Prince actually continued during the pandemic times to keep his learners and actually adults look like that as well, engaged in art. Actually, this is a little bit more of a personal question, Prince, in the sense of you have accomplished so much as an art teacher in high school, and you've collaborated so many times with a lot of people in Europe, in Africa, Namibia, etc., and also in your own country. How do you see yourself grow or develop any further? I mean, it's that point also in an artist or in an art teacher's life when they think that they've reached sort of the pinnacle of their career. How would you think of yourself extending yourself even more and allowing yourself to actually grow a bit more after you've done all these different things, and you can almost have a checklist of ticking off what you've done? What would you still like to do?
I think the first thing for me right now is to do just okay. Just to answer that question, the first thing, just like when I saw Martin Bond's dissertation today, I was delighted in the sense that is the direction I'm going. I want to make more research into STEAM and how to make it better in Africa. And just like you mentioned earlier, to introduce the local content into what we do, and also bring that into. So I want to research more. Probably do my PhD very soon in that direction, because that is what I'm passionate about. And I don't think I can get tired of creating art, of even getting the young generation to get involved in art, whether as an artist or as an art lover. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do, because I realize that art is my life. I'm passionate about that, and that is what I'm born to do. And I know most of us here have the same mindset or goals. But what I want to do later is to very soon to do a research, a PhD research into that line, and also see how we can also get it into other engagement, to also see other people engaging in that too. And I believe that I see myself as more of someone that has to advocate more for more. I also want to get involved with the government later, probably as I'm not going into politics actually, but I want to get in so that I can have a larger influence. So that is the direction I'm going. So I believe that people are taking note of what I'm doing. Last year I got the President Teacher Award. So I think it's gradual, and I believe that if you all can do much for art education appreciation will be better in Africa.
Thank you. Yeah, wow, that's a huge vision, and you are definitely making a lot of change in the world around you and also in Africa. So we want to thank you for your contribution. Yeah, and over to you, Matusi. I think we need to start now with the next presenter.
Thank you very much, Prince, for your
Sorry, Dr. P. Sorry, can I quickly?
Okay.
Okay.
If you can please allow Prince to briefly invite the colleagues for the artist hangout. I think it's the right platform to invite the rest of Africa to that excellent program of his. Please, very short.
Okay. I would like to actually say that because of the pandemic, that was when we started the Arts Educators Hangout. But right now, we are putting that to a stop now. We are starting something new in the sense that I realize that a lot of people are doing so much in their own space. And what we want to do now is to start an art education champion program in the sense that just like TED, where people will come and make presentation of their best practices, what they have been doing in their own little space. And they will get awarded for that, getting something rewarding for what they have done so far, how they have contributed to knowledge and practice of art. So that is what we want to do now. So for now, we are putting an art into art educators hangout. But I believe that by January, we are starting something new that will celebrate art education champions on the continent of Africa and beyond. So thank you so much for that opportunity, Christiana.